Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good afternoon everybody. Today is Saturday. Sorry I missed you last night, got called away, but hey, I'm here today, which is Saturday. So we got a few things I wanted to talk about. Today's the 1st of July, and things have been talked about, some changes in our financial systems around the world. One of the things that's been happening was the CFTC, which is the Commodities Futures Trading Commission's division. The market oversight, they basically have issued a no action letter regarding certain aspects of the reporting obligations for swaps, which has to deal with interest rates. Is it directly related to the dinar? No, but it's definitely interesting because back in the crash of 2008 to 2010, they had problems with the lending interest rates. Okay, they're having too much risk, and so they decided to parallel that LIBOR exchange rate reporting with what they call SOFR, and SOFR is going to take over, and that started, I believe, as early as today. So that's a big change. It's supposed to help with risk, which markets don't like too much risk, and so if the markets don't like it and they don't use it, it can have problems globally. So that's important, but that's today. There's another thing that's really interesting, that another Dinarian out there, goes by Goldilocks, put out this yesterday, which I find to be a good job. The Commodities Futures Trading Commission issued a no action letter for moving forward with the LIBOR reference rates shifting to SOFR lending rates on June 30th. So that was yesterday. This no action letter means permission has been granted for today's transition into a new collateralized economy. The US dollar LIBOR, or the ICE swap rates, and Moscow prime offered rates were given a nod to proceed after today, which was yesterday, which would be now today, which is today, tomorrow is today. These new reference rates will begin transitioning our new economy from the old one. The process of moving into real values in our new digital economy has been given the green light, the person says. So that's pretty cool. We'll go over some other things, but these types of things that are happening on an international scale is important, because it's not just about Iraq, and it's not all about Iraq, but it is about Iraq, because I think that Iraq will be a definite linchpin in investment globally here shortly. And I don't think Iraq is the only country in the world that's going to be affected once this international system takes root. So we're going to see about that. So the Federal Reserve, United States of America, is going to launch sometime this month. It has been said as early as today, but it also, there's articles that suggest it's going to be late July, and that's basically they're sending live transactions through the system, payment facilities. So this is going to be, our country is definitely having a change. A new, faster, more efficient system, as they put it, is going to be launched sometime this month, and it's said to be a robust set of clearing and settlement functionality and with value-added features. So they're kind of pumping this like it's going to be a really good thing. The Federal Reserve is creating a leading-edge payments, which is a system that is going to be resilient, adaptive, and accessible by all. So that's on the table. So the launch will reflect an important milestone to this journey that the financial institutions of our country and the world will serve customers, and basically instant payments like that. It's going to be fascinating. There's other things out there about this. They call it hypothetical quantum financial system, but you can Google that. You can find that's definitely something that's on the table and been in the works for quite some time. Why they call it hypothetical now, out of the blue, I just found that today. Don't know, but I believe, though, that the FedNow system and linked with Iraq's ICE-Qutta system for the taxes and tariffs at the borders, the Buna platform, we know that JP Morgan Chase is a contract. We know that JP Morgan Chase has moved into Iraq. So all these different things at this particular time, SOFR, LIBOR going away, SOFR taking over. I don't think these are coincidences with this happening all around at this specific time. So keep all that in mind. We have the central bank and the government of Iraq. It says here the exchange sector under the hammer of integrity and the anvil of the central bank. So there's some squabbling going on basically on who's going to control the Iraq exchange rate that's been ongoing in the parallel market, well, which is an illegal market. So we all know that they've been doing some arrests, etc. But this particular article is talking about taking more in-depth measures. They need to change some things because it hasn't been quite working in complete totality. They made it illegal to use the dinar. They're even openly, publicly in stores saying we left the dollar. You've heard Prime Minister al-Sudani talking about the dinar is going to be stronger than the dollar. And so at some point in time, what would cure the parallel market is obvious to everybody. It's an exchange rate change. Something significantly stronger than the dollar would clear it up. It's illegal to use it. The merchants are talking about it. They're doing all kinds of things. So keep that in mind, because basically what they've said today is that, or yesterday, the situation has become more urgent to adopt new approaches that focus on blocking illegal channels and providing the facilities and flexibility required for legitimate currency trading markets. I read that to believe that they're talking about this is finally at the stage where, hey, we're going to make a move and we're going to probably have to do it because it's urgent now. So it's getting the word out. And I'm pretty fascinated by that. It's great. So taking another step further, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and the Prime Minister Shia al-Sudani is talking about the importance of activating the information effort and addressing everything that disturbs the security and comfort of the citizens. So basically, we all know that the whole goal here is to take care of their people and to get them information. So remember we talked about in the last video. I suggest you go back and check it out because it's got a lot of powerful information in there. But they talk about phone messaging. The Barzani made a comment to people text message wise on their congratulatory aspects of Eid al-Adha. And so that was a test, we believe. And then the next step is that all these portable mobile towers being moved around. You might think about that for a minute. If they're educating the citizens, they have a lot of rural areas and communities. If they have the ability to get people centrally located in a quick manner, hey, be here at such and such a time. We're going to have these mobile aspects moving into your region, your province. Come check us out. That's a possibility, because what they're talking about here is at the headquarters of the security movements via television screens and the implementation of the security plans to take and provide a safe atmosphere during the Eid days in Baghdad in the provinces. So they're talking about information, they're talking about television screens, they're talking about mobile devices, telephones, text messaging, and they're also talking about an urgent need to adopt new approaches for the blocking the illegal channels and providing facility and flexibility. So we just read that. Those are powerful statements. So they're basically implementing the security. They want the people to be safe, because at this time, if they decide to change the value of their exchange rate significantly, security is going to be pretty important. Here's the market value of Iraq's raw wealth. Okay, this just came out today. We've never seen an article like this before that I'm aware of in all the time that I've been here. The financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mohammed Saleh, he has come out and identified that they want to maximize Iraq's revenues through its natural resources. They have about a dozen different resources that they're going to tap into. But basically what they're saying is that Iraq ranks the 9th in the world Their raw wealth exceeds $15 trillion. That's massive. If you really do a search on what represents 1 trillion, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's almost out, you almost can't fathom 15 trillion, let alone hundreds of trillions. It's just unbelievable amounts of money. But it says here, Iraq is one of the most important countries in the world. If not at the forefront of nations rich in natural resources or raw materials within the scope of international classification of resources on the globe, Iraq takes 9th place. That's where they are, 9th place. And they have a currency exchange rate at 1310. I don't think so. The real effective exchange rate is not 1310. With 9th in the world, yeah, it makes you think, right? It says, as the Circles estimates that the market value of those raw wealth in Iraq, the country of Iraq, exceed $15 trillion at the current value. Look, they're not even telling you about the taxes and tariffs at the borders and the tourism, like in the historical city, ancient city of Ur. All of these things are global. They're going to have interest all over the world. The development program that we've been talking about, the road development, is going to be massive. You saw it. Part of the budget that they talked about was about $18 billion just to get this project started. That's roads, bridges, all these different things, getting the country set up to go into Europe. It's going to be a phenomenal situation. Basically, it says Iraq carries a unique model of economic development that puts it in the ranks of developed nations, and development can proceed strongly from the theory of manufacturing raw and natural materials in the country and exporting it. So they're going to be moving on, building out their infrastructure so they can export their raw materials globally. They're talking about value-added chains that are generated from links and backlinks and inputs and outputs within their national factories. So the country is going to start putting out so much natural resources that other countries are going to be able to use for their infrastructure. For instance, Vietnam, for instance, is going to start doing their infrastructure. We've known about them having a few roads that are all weather, like maybe 20% in the country. So Iraq's still not going to be the only country in the world that is going to get a build out. The emerging markets are showing up that they need to get their infrastructure going too. So it's pretty fascinating. And basically, Iraq, through process of manufacturing, being that they'll maximize it, it will add value that flourishes before being exported as products. So all of their export is going to make this country stand out like no others, as far as I'm concerned. Look, if you think about it, Iraq being rich in natural resources, this is the first time I ever recall that Saleh or anybody else has come out and just basically said that Iraq's value. So what they're doing, to me, in my view, is that they're going to make a move, and they're giving justification why they can support a currency, a real effective exchange rate. So take it all in. The expectation of them opening their budget for 23, 24, and 25 is at any time now. Could it have been today? I don't know, but today's Saturday the 1st. Eid's over, I believe, on the 3rd. We'll have to see how this goes. We have a holiday on the 4th, and we're going to go from here. And let's see how it turns out for this weekend. But I hope you all enjoy this. Quick, fast, and furious, but enjoy. And if you like my content, subscribe or hit that donate button to keep this channel going. Much appreciated. Have a great weekend. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much and have a great day.